What's good, YouTube? It's your boy K-Flex. I'm back with another video, and today we got some interesting details about the Miami Dolphins. Some kind of surprising news. Vince Biegel gets cut, and then we're going to talk about us being underdogs versus the Patriots, and why I actually kind of enjoy it. Actually, I very much so enjoy it because, well, we'll get into that. But real quick, let's just get into the Vince Biegel story, okay? Vince Biegel just got cut today. Don't know what role he would have had on the team. Apparently none. But Vince Biegel is a guy who, honestly, if you look at his Dolphins career, he was a fan favorite for a lot of people. He was a guy who kind of an underdog story. Came here from the trade to the Saints with Kiko Alonso. He kind of was like the guy that nobody really gave a damn about, and then he came and actually done something, and we was like, yo, this guy might actually be able to be useful for the team. Okay. However, you know, he had a couple of games. I want to say like an 8-game. Well, he had 10 games with us. Like, he had a little run in those 10 games. He had an interception. He had 2 sacks. Mind you, this is a guy who we thought was just a throwaway. So when he did this, it's like, oh my goodness. You know, he's just, his effort was second to none on the field. So he became a bit of a fan favorite. But you know, going into the 2020 season, it was safe to say that, you know, he probably was going to be competing with the starting spot, or if he was probably going to be starting. And it's unfortunate because in the offseason of the 2020 season, he tore his Achilles, okay? And when he tore his Achilles, and the timing that he tore it, it's been about a year and a month since he tore his Achilles, and he's still not fully recovered. He's still nursing it. He's still on injured reserve, and that's led up to his unfortunate cut because the season starts very, very soon. We don't know when he's going to be ready, and the timing of him when he tore it, it made it to where it was going to affect multiple seasons. And even though, you know, it was going to affect multiple seasons, we still re-signed him this offseason. So obviously we didn't think that it would last as long as it has, but this injury has unfortunately costed him. And this is one of the situations where you look at the players that hold out for money and stuff, and you're like, you know what, I see why you guys pretty much don't show any loyalty or respect to the teams, because these teams don't show any loyalty or really respect to you. They did settle on an injury settlement. I don't know what that may have been, but Vince Biegel will be on another team if he gets signed to another team for the 2021 season. Again, not somebody that I'm particularly gonna miss, but he was kind of a fan favorite for, you know, some fans. He kind of was a guy who, you know, had a good story, I guess, and, you know, a lot of fans liked, but, you know, not somebody I'm particularly gonna be losing any sleep over. Vince Biegel. It does, you know, there is interesting things within this as far as, yo, why did we sign him just to cut him? But I mean, I guess everything changes. But like, even with Matt Scorer, even with McKinney, it's like, yo, why do we keep acquiring these players, or, you know, signing them, and then they get cut before they even play a meaningful game for us? You know, it's kind of a weird thing. But I do commend the coaching staff and for not keeping players who they feel like are not useful, because I'm pretty sure they know how it looks whenever you sign a player and then you release them, you know, without even getting a meaningful snap out of them. It looks like you don't know what the you're doing, but I'm pretty sure they know that, and I'm pretty sure they just don't care, and they know that they're good enough, and they know, you know, because I think a lot of coaches and things would be like, try to keep sorry people, individuals on the team, or people who ain't gonna live up to what they need to be, just to save face and be like, oh, that was our signing, okay? Because it just looks really bad when this happens, okay? Or things like this happen. Now we get into the Miami Dolphins being the underdogs versus the New England Patriots. Now, at first I seen this, you know, it's game week. I go look at the odds. I want to see if we're underdogs, if we're favorites. I'm expecting us to be favorites. If I look at the rosters and everything around it, this fact that Stephon Gilmore is out, I'm looking at the team, I'm like, yo, we're way more talented. They are at home, but it's not even that cold. It's only September, so I'm looking to say, yo, we probably should be the favorites. But I look and I'm surprised to see that we're not favorites. Now, immediately I got offended. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Yo, how are we not favorites versus the, yo, do they not respect us? Like, look at our record last year. We really should have made the playoffs, but they got a rookie quarterback start. It's all type of things. But then I got, you know, instantly kind of like excited, because I honestly feel like the Miami Dolphins in my lifetime, or throughout the last few years, always play better when they're not really supposed to play good. You know what I'm saying? So when people put expectations on the Dolphins, I feel like they like once we start hearing in the media, okay, the Dolphins might be serious, I think that's when they start fucking up, okay? I go back to the year we had Tannehill, we were going on that playoff run. We were playing so good, and nobody ever believed in us any week of that whole year. But we played good. All we did was just win. As soon as they started kind of like, okay, the Dolphins might be decent, then Tannehill got hurt and we started losing, whatever. But like it's like once people start really believing in the Dolphins, I think that's when we start like slipping up. So low key, like last year, I don't feel like anybody ever believed in us, and it worked in our favor because we just kept winning and showing them. All right. And this year, it seems like they still don't believe in us. I think it's better that way, to be honest. I don't even. It gives you like that level, a chip on your shoulder, and I know the Dolphins are going to shock some people, but again, you could never really sleep on the Patriots. A lot of this I would say for the preview video. We know the Patriots defense. We know Bill Belichick, no matter what's going, he's going to have that defense ready. But I just don't see them, like, if they beat us, it's an issue because Mac Jones, his first NFL game versus a defense that we put a lot of money into that I believe is elite. With the receivers he got, going from having the best receivers in the world to the receivers that he got now, we should not lose this game. And if we do, that's a serious problem. I've given the Patriots a level of respect because they are the Patriots, okay? And they have not, even though they're not the same Patriots, they don't have Brady, they have not lost that level of respect, you know, a certain level. They're not where I had them at first, but they're, you know, I still got respect just because it's Belichick. But with that being said, they're not better than us, okay? But again, I know exactly the game plan, what we need to do to easily beat them, and I will talk about it in the preview video. But there's just an easy formula to beating this Patriots team that is definitely dummy-proof and is 100% going to work. And if it doesn't, then it's an issue. So, and I know, and it fits all our strengths. You know, another thing with the Patriots is the element of surprise of, you know. Listen, they don't have the strongest receivers, but they did sign 2 tight ends that are really, really good. I'll say 2 above average tight ends. And then they have, you know, Mac Jones, and then they have running backs who aren't really that good, but they've never ever had like the best running backs ever. They've always been able to run the ball still. But it's just like they don't have like much talent there, but it's outside of the 2 tight ends. So it's going to be interesting to see like what kind of scheme they run. And that element of surprise, I feel as though, could be detrimental to the Miami Dolphins. But like, talent for talent. Like, if you're just putting these teams in a box, you're telling them to play 10 times, we would beat them like 9 out of 10. Like, just talent-wise, we'd beat them 9. Like, bro, they're not talented as us. They don't have a better secondary than us. Without Stephon Gilmore, they definitely don't. They don't have a better they got a better offensive line. They don't have a better quarterback than us. They don't have a better running back, and that's one of the few teams that don't have a better running back than us. Well, maybe they do, but it's close enough to where it doesn't matter. They don't have a better receiving core than us. They have I don't think they have a better top tight end than us, but since they have 2 of them, you can say they have better tight ends, but they don't have a better tight end than us. I just don't honestly see. I mean, I do see them winning, obviously, it's the NFL, but I just don't realistically see it if we're playing how we should, even if we don't play our best, but if we play how we should and play competent football, I don't see how we lose this game. So, yeah, if you want to know, I'm definitely gambling. I'm definitely gambling on the Dolphins. I'm putting up as the underdogs. You know, this is like pretty free cash to me because if we lose this game, there's an issue it's going to be a glaring issue that's deeper than everything if we lose it, because we shouldn't lose. Okay, I'm really concerned with one thing in this entire game, and that's Greg Little or Eichenberg or whoever's playing right there. If Austin Jackson can't play, I'm even concerned if Austin Jackson plays because he's already bad. He's coming off a short week. I don't know. Listen. There are some concerns there, 100%. I understand that it's the NFL. This is the Patriots. This is Bill Belichick. There's a level of respect there. But, you know, I don't see them winning. But I'm glad that the media still doesn't really view us as any type of threat. Because with that being said, you know what I'm saying, I think we play our best when this is the case. All right, like, comment, subscribe, roll to let me know in the comments what you guys do about it. Like, comment, subscribe, roll to let me know. I'm out.